This is the BGG Climbers list for the week ending 8/11/2021. This list is put together every week by Michael Alexander. I'll include links in the description below if you're interested in taking a look at the list or subscribing to that. So let's see the list for this week. We'll start with the sub 10 games that are interesting real quickly. The first is number 25, Oath. This is actually doing better than I expected. I expected the average to drop below 8 already. It's not. Maybe there's a wider appeal to this game than I expected, and I know the designers. I don't think they expected it was going to appeal as much. There's been a lot of reviews for this game. It is very expensive, but it is also, there's a lot of fans of Root, and this has the same graphics design. Let's Oath. Project L. So this one's a unique kind of tile laying game, I think. It's done pretty well. I think the look of it is really, like the design of the graphics of the game is pretty appealing, and I think the gameplay is supposed to be pretty fun. I haven't played it, but it's interesting to see it on here. We also have, let's see here, the Red Cathedral. So this is a game I was pretty impressed with when I played it. I think the reviews have been generally pretty positive on it, and it's continuing to do well. I think one appeal to this game is its price. I think it starts at $35 retail, which means you can get it for probably in the 20s relatively easily. And I just don't think it's been widely available in the United States. I think this one's going to continue to climb. I think it has a chance of getting the top 100, even though it's, we haven't seen it in the top 10 maybe for quite a while. Micro Macro. So this is a game, when I first saw it, looked amazing. I didn't like some of the maybe crimes that are committed. I thought maybe having a little bit more family-friendly version would have been better, but I think they've developed that, and I think it's coming out. Either way, I think it's a very unique game. I think a lot of people really like it, and I'm interested to play this game, or maybe more importantly, the family-friendly version, if that's what it is. I would rather play that with my kids. I think we'd have a really good time. So that is everything. So number 10 is Unsettled. So we looked at this one last week. It's actually continuing to do pretty well. So Unsettled is, I don't know, it's kind of, it's Orange Nebula's latest game. I thought Vindication was pretty good, and I guess this was on Kickstarter quite a while ago. The artwork looks really good in this game. It's a worker placement game, and I think it's co-op survival, cooperative worker placement. I kind of wish I backed this one. I don't think I can back it anymore, but I am interested to see what happens with this when it finally comes out. I guess the first backers must be getting it, and the reviews have been pretty good. Not, I guess above 8 is generally pretty good, even for a Kickstarter when the first copy started arriving. So let's keep an eye on this one. I know we saw it last week, and I'm interested to see how it does and maybe get a chance to try it out. Number 9 is the Night Cage. So we looked at this one. This looked like a very unique game, although I didn't see it getting in the top 100. I still don't see it getting in the top 100. I think it's maybe too unique. It seems to be kind of fulfilling that expectation, but we'll see. It's only 126 rating. We may continue to see this in the coming weeks and may see it climb further. Number 8 is Imperium Classic. So this continues to get reviews. I think this rating is in line with the reviews. One interesting one is I watched Tom Vassel's review recently, and I thought he had a good take on it, is that I think he said basically it was a good game, but he doesn't want to play it with any more than 2 and with people that don't already know the game, because it's fairly complicated and there's a lot of, I guess, thematically driven rules that create asymmetry. But in my opinion, a game needs to have very consistent rules, and if something breaks the rules, it needs to be, I think, needs to be on the card, where it says, the card preempts the rule, so you can see it and it's very clearly written on there. I think that works. I think having a bunch of rules in a rule book that are meant to be remembered are problematic, I think, for games. So I do expect this to kind of come down a little bit. Although Imperium Legends does seem to be doing a little bit better. Maybe the factions are more unique, or maybe the only people playing Imperium Legends are the people that already like Imperium. So there is that. So this is number 8, Imperium Classics. And here is number 7, Imperium Legends. So as you can see, we'll just go back down here. 7.81 average and 8.31. So people seem to be liking this game better. Maybe it's more balanced, or maybe, like I said, it's people that liked Imperium Classics are getting Imperium Legends and playing that. It is a more advanced game, I guess, than the Imperium Classics. So that's number 7, Imperium Legends. Number 6 is Terraforming Mars Aries Expedition. So this is this week. This has been on the list for a number of weeks. This week it's coming down a little bit. I think that I would say I haven't played the game, but based on the reviews, I kind of expected it to land here. I didn't expect it to continue being above an 8. Even though it has, Terraforming Mars, it has better looking graphics than the original Terraforming Mars, which I gotta assume at some point they're going to come out with a deluxe edition with better graphics and a little bit better production quality. But it is still doing pretty well. I think this does have a chance of hitting the top 10. It's going to be sold at Target. It's going to be sold online now, and it's also relatively affordable and quicker to play than the regular Terraforming Mars. So it could see a good number of ratings just from that. So let's see how this one continues to do. I have a feeling we'll be seeing it for a number of weeks. Terraforming Mars Aries Expedition, number 6. Number 5 is Seize the Bean. So this is a game we've seen a few times, or maybe a couple times on here. It's a coffee game, game about coffee, which seems to be a few games this year about coffee. It's doing pretty well. It's actually, 8.2, and this week is 8.39. So let's see how this one does. I think, we need to let it roast for a few weeks and see how it's looking then. One problem for these lesser known games is just sheer availability. In order to get in the top 100 now, you need to have a lot of copies of the game sold because only so many people are actually going to rate it. So that's number 5, Seize the Bean. So this is number 4, Ankh. So people are getting their copies of this game. It's, I guess, maybe not doing as well as I expected. Its ratings are in the mid-8s. I actually like the game. There was some reviews that were, I think, critical of the merging mechanism, which I think you have to get used to it. You've got to kind of plan for when the merge happens so that the person isn't shut out, because you're going to lose all the points and drop down to the lowest point to try to win. So if that person is been shut out the whole game and doing really poorly, you're probably going to lose. I think that part of the strategy of this game is to either make sure you're first and very far ahead, and just push one person down as far as possible, or if you're second place, only focus on the first place person, because it doesn't really help you to hammer on the third place. The other thing is, I think Rising Sun had this. I think the miniature production quality looked better to me, or at least the design looked better to me in terms of the miniatures, and that's why I think part of the reason why Rising Sun did better, even though for my taste, I think this is a better game. Not as good as Blood Rage, though. So this is number 4, Ankh. Number 3 is Cascadia. So this game continues to do really well. We've seen it here for a number of weeks. It's staying, consistently above 8. Its average rating is above 8. It's got, animals. It's got the art direction from Beth Sobel, who I think may have done Wingspan. And it seems to be, we're almost up to 1,000 reviews and consistently getting rings above 8. I think this definitely has a good shot at being in the top 100. It's a good looking game. I think it's approachable, but not too light. So we'll see how this goes. We'll probably be seeing it, I think, the next few weeks. So that's Cascadia, number 3. Number 2, Roll Camera. the filmmaking board game. So this was on Kickstarter, I believe, a number of years ago. So let's take a look at this. This was, yeah. So I saw, I think I saw this on Kickstarter when it came out, and it was, kind of. I mean, it's got a very film look to it, but also kind of cartoony. I don't know. I don't know. It was not something that I backed, just because one, I wasn't backing a lot of Kickstarters back then, and also it was kind of lightweight. I tend to not back lightweight games on Kickstarter, but it does seem like the reviews are doing pretty well for this. So let's see here. So we have card drafting, communication limits, cooperative game, in-game bonuses, events. Let's see what some of these comments say. Really fun co-op problem-solving game. So that's always good. I mean, I do like, I would say, unlock and exit games a lot. Yeah, it does look like I could see this. The card quality might be a little bit low. Simple dice placement game. Delightful yet challenging cooperative game. So this is great. I mean, this seems like something where someone created something in Kickstarter that may have never seen the light of day, and people backed it, and it looks like it's a solid game. It's not, it's getting pretty solid ratings, and the backers are pretty happy with it. And we may see it some more as more copies get out there. And you never know. Something like this, maybe it goes to retail, or maybe it's available on the publisher's website. It's hard to say. That's number 2, Roll Camera, the filmmaking board game. And number 1 this week is Descent: Legends in the Dark. So this is not too big of a surprise. Descent, first edition was popular. Second edition was insanely popular. The Star Wars Imperial Assault was really popular based on this system, and now it's got this kind of, I wouldn't say Descent 3rd edition, but it's like kind of a different Descent game. It's really expensive though, $175 on Amazon. This is crazy. But it includes miniatures. I guess it has this, I think it's a multi-tier dungeon, give you like some 3D-esque look to the game. The reviews, I think, have been mixed on this game. I think I've seen bad reviews, and I've seen good reviews. So it's pretty clear that not everyone that likes Descent is going to like this game, and I think also people that like Descent probably aren't going to like the price of this game. I think that's a retail price of $200 for a board game for a game that goes to retail is, Gloomhaven was $150, and that was big. Twilight Imperium 4th edition, $150, and that's big. Huge retail, but $200 is or $175 is kind of unheard of for a retail board game. Do I think this is going to hit the top 100? I don't think so. I think it's too expensive, and I think that a lot of people that like Descent have moved on from it. So, but we'll see. I think it's doing okay. It may Descent may have enough pull still to get enough people to buy it and rate it that it may still hit the top 100, but I kind of have a feeling it's not. So that is the BGG Climbers for the week ending 8/11/2021. If you like this video, please like and please subscribe, and please take a look at our other videos. Thank you.